Welcome, everyone, to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host,
You don't sound right.
I assume, let me check here. There you go.
Now, I don't hear you at
How
all.
about now?
Yeah, much now. Well, we hear you now, so I don't know if that's better or not.
Okay, well, perfect. Again, thanks for that heads up. But for those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. This is an all sports podcast that takes place every single Sunday evening, Sunday, usually at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But as you'll notice, it's a little before that time period. The lovely Paige is working nights, so I get a few hours or an hour or so there to get a podcast in before I'm back on dad duty. But we talk pretty much anything and everything sports on this channel. I'm your host, TJ. I'm joined here by the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame in his game.
Because I'm always the same.
That's right. There's no shame in his game because he's always the same.
God. What a freaking boob.
There it is. And, for whatever reason, Sun X, I guess he must be having a bad hair day or something like that. He's in the top right there. There's Sun X, the magnificent Sun X. That's going to be joining us for the show too.
I'm wearing my mask.
He's wearing his mask.
Oh, that's it. You're wearing your mask. X, why don't you get a little closer to the computer screen so we hear you a little better? But
it's not his computer screen. Okay, let me just explain to you. TJ, just once again, hey, we're ready to start in 5 minutes. Of course, that was a half hour ago. So Senex was over the house. We're watching Red Zone channel. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's get it done. X did not bring his computer, so he's got to use the warden's old computer. I think it was number 8 off the assembly line. And, TJ's like, well, do this. It'll definitely work. Do this. No. And now the thing won't work at all. And the warden does a lot of our home expenses on that computer. So you owe us a computer, TJ.
Oh, Grumpy, how is the computer not working? It's up right now. I see X's.
What's that dog doing? This dog Z
X, Grumpy, come on. Let's stay on topic, huh? Anyway, looking at it, it's working for X. X didn't come prepared per the usual. I don't know what to tell you. He's never prepared for the show. Just typical Sun X type shit, Grumpy.
Well, I don't know. Sun X, if you want to put a comment into the section, you can comment on the length of TJ's hair, what it looked like.
Yeah, it's fine. Very short. TJ's garbage and trash like usual. The message is just, hey, we're going on in 5 minutes.
I discussed this yesterday, and Grumpy was there to listen to it. X didn't show up on the job, so maybe he missed a memo. I sent that
on what job?
To show up there to star comments, X, for the Hounders Never Say Die show.
Really? Because I recall me sending you a message saying, hey, I need the login access, and you just refused to reply back.
I know.
I guess you didn't need me that bad.
It was halfway through the show. And so anyway, let's talk a little sports, right? Enough with the pettiness. Come on, guys. Let's put it aside. Tonight, this is the first week of the NFL season. We haven't had a show in 3 weeks, by the way. And college football has started since that time period. NFL has started since that time period. There's a lot that's been going on. Simple as that. I'll have to tell you this. There's been some shocks, at least in college football. And as you would expect, early season, they don't really know who's good and who's not. But man, oh man, I think, the most disappointing one has been Florida State. They lost to Georgia Tech, and then they got pummeled or throttled by, who is it? Boston College. It's just
Boston College. Yep.
Bill O'Brien coached Boston College, by the way.
Yes.
Boston College is now in the top 25. I wonder if it has anything to do with the Bill O'Brien factor, but I don't know. Florida State is 0-2. It's just, losing to 2 shitty ACC schools. I don't know what else to expect, but there's been a lot of crazy.
Florida State University.
Oh, Florida State University. Look at you, X. Simple as this here. Now, I do have, there's a lot to cover. There's some great, there's some bad, but I mean, we'll just kind of pick up what's happened this last week. Last night, I'm not sure if you guys happened to catch Colorado against Nebraska. That was big. Coach Prime and his son Shedeur Sanders. They were all over it. Oh man, look at how many passing yards he had against. Who did they play the first week of it? North Dakota State. Whoa, they're great, man. Watch out for Prime in the group. They're going to be fantastic.
Yeah, they barely pulled out a win against them. I believe they're a Division II school or a Division I AA. I don't
That's
know.
where Trey Lance went to school.
Oh,
One play.
okay. Trey Lance went there. What does it tell you? Not good enough. So here's the thing. This will be Deion Sanders' last year at Colorado.
Yep.
They'll be terrible, and he'll be gone.
Did you happen now? The thing that I'm taking away from it, they got thwarted. They were down 28-0 at halftime. Very selective calling in the second half that called back multiple touchdowns for Nebraska on like phantom holding calls, and even brought like the little Peter Poindexter, the Gene Steratore. He's like, I'm not seeing anything on the hold that they're calling there. It just looks like he had his hands inside and pancaked the guy. I'm not sure that that's a holding call. And it like calling touchdowns back. They're doing anything they can to keep Prime in a spot to where they can try to put as much eyes and as much media on him as possible. But he is so unlikable, and so is his kid. I don't know how they continue just to think there's a huge glut of individuals rooting for their success that we got to tell. I almost hate watching him at this point. Now, this was during the game, or this is during the post game. Shedeur Sanders was answering some questions, and I don't know. Doesn't sound like a great teammate. Let me put it to you like that.
I mean, how many times did Rowley get touched?
He's talking about the other quarterback. How many times did the other quarterback get touched?
I mean, how many times did Rowley get touched? How many times did Rowley get touched? They was able, like, of course, whenever you're able to run the ball consistently, and whenever you're able to, then that opens up the pass, But it's just like you got to understand like what your team good at. So it's like, why would we keep running the ball if we out there and we get in a situation where it's a must get and we don't get it?
Are those kind of 4th and 1 conversions that haven't gone your guys' way in the last couple? Is that kind of play into everybody's mind? Is that kind of something on your mind thinking about advancing the ball and whatnot?
Nah, I'd rather if we're gonna go down, I'd rather go down swinging. Honestly.
So the question was, how does it feel when you feel like you can't establish the run game? If we can't establish the run game, might as well not even start. I'm like, it's week fucking 2 of college football, and you're already giving up on running the football. Well, no, what it really is daddy wants you to throw the ball 50 times a game to pad your stats, to make it look like you're a superstar. That's really what it is. Let's not pretend it's anything else. And then again, the little jab at the O-line. I'm an O-lineman in nature. How many times did the other quarterback get touched? Dude, guess what? You're going to face pressure in your face. That's just how the sport is as a quarterback. Complaining and bitching and moaning about the offensive line not doing a great job protecting is a problem. He just seems like an ultra me guy.
Not to mention when the team was sucking ass and playing terribly, his dad took him out of the game.
He left the fucking field and went into the locker room. 2 minutes remaining, left the field and went to the locker room. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Why don't you just let everybody through next week? Just let everyone through for 2 minutes. Just let him get his ass absolutely destroyed.
Okay.
Let everybody through.
I have a question.
Yeah.
TJ, for someone who's played at a high level, what does something like that, how does it affect the team in the locker room?
They don't give it. They hate. It's a toxic team. They'll never be good, and they'll drop games against really shitty squads because they're just disjointed.
You mean like Nebraska?
Colorado?
Yeah, they lost to Nebraska, who's not a good team.
Nebraska's not bad.
They're
Nebraska
not.
killed them. Okay,
Yeah.
Nebraska doesn't. What?
Yeah, but Colorado's not any good either. But neither is Nebraska.
In
Okay.
Nebraska.
It's tough to say this early in the season, Grump. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
So again, let's see if we could stick with it. But this is Shedeur Sanders did throw for a few touchdowns. Again, they were dialing that pressure in his face all night last night. But I did like this play by him. He had no pressure in his face and threw himself a nice little pick six. I mean, I wonder, excuse me. As a real leader and a true leader on the team, when you're throwing pick sixes like that, when you're not facing any pressure in the first half, you're like, oh man, there's things like that. It's on me. I shouldn't have thrown that pick six. I made a poor decision there, which put us down. We were only down 14-0 at this time period until I threw a pick six and made it 21-0. I mean, that could alter the potential game, right? Because they didn't give up any points in the second half. The defense for Colorado didn't give up any points in the second half. the mighty Colorado offense with Shedeur Sanders and great, could only put up 10 points. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a guy who should be draft worthy on that side. And again, they're going to try to spin it any way they can, but he left with 2 minutes left remaining in the game. And I'll put it to you like this. I did not know that Nebraska has their they kind of have a little bit of a different setup for players when they go to the sidelines. And I'll put that up, but the fans, he faces a lot of criticism, and I guess rightfully so there on that. This is them walking back here. This is the 2 minute after 2 minutes. I just can't think of too many college stadiums where you walk through where like the Gen Pop is and like there's a line of porta potties for the Nebraska stadium. I don't know. It's not a good look to be exiting the field with 2 minutes left remaining in the game.
Is it safe to say that Deion Sanders is not a good head coach?
He's awful.
Right. That's what I said 2 years ago when he was hired there. I said, he's going to bust out. I don't care that he was good at a historically black college. It's not the same. He's not a head coach. He's a guy who's just about his kid. He's playing daddy ball. That's all he's doing. He will be gone after this year from Colorado. No doubt in my mind. He'll be gone. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I think that Shedeur Sanders is wildly overrated.
Yes.
Anyone who picks him in the top half of the first round next year, they're making a mistake.
I 100% agree with you there, without a doubt.
If you're throwing your players, your teammates under the bus in college, that's not going to get any better in the pros.
How about this? You know that pick six I just showed you? He blames the wide receiver and calls it, well, it was just a rookie mistake on his side. Like he didn't come back to the ball enough. And listen to this shit. It's hard to fucking fathom that this kid is over here shitting on anyone he can to try to eschew any sort of blame on himself. That is not the position of quarterback.
He floated the ball out because his technique was horrific on that play. He was straight up and down, did not step into the throw, just flung it sideways, and he got picked off and run. And he didn't even care. And I don't even think his teammates care. That's the one thing. When your quarterback has quit on the team,
week two,
the team is absolutely going to quit on the quarterback. It's going to be, you can bring in Warren Sapp and all these other guys, that Fritz Shermer and all these other guys that Deion Sanders has brought in. But here's the thing: the head rots from the top, and that's Deion Sanders. He's gone after this year. I said it when he was hired. I said he'll be there as long as his kid stays there. That's it, and he's gone.
I'll let you watch this. Here's the response.
Pick six early on. How much do you think that impacted the rest of the game?
A lot. It was just, a rookie mistake, honestly. That's what it was. So it's small things like that kind of like things that just can't happen, like truthfully. But stuff happens, so we just got to bounce back from it and learn from that situation.
The rookie mistake, he was throwing it to a true freshman who didn't come back towards the ball.
Okay.
So he was complaining.
I don't think, to me, I think you're just saying that he's blaming the wide receiver. I look at it, maybe he's blaming himself. It was a dumb pass by him.
A rookie mistake, but he's a junior. What does it mean by a rookie mistake? The other guy was a rookie mistake. What does that mean? The way I took that is
he made a rookie mistake.
He's blaming the guy who's playing his second college football game.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
He might have been blaming himself, saying, gosh, that's a rookie mistake I made. I shouldn't be doing that.
Okay.
He did not single out the guy. He just said it's a rookie mistake. As a quarterback, you have to own that. I don't think he threw the wide receiver under the bus there. I think he was blaming himself. Now the offensive line thing is a whole nother can of wax.
I look at his body of work consistently blaming other people, and I'm like, that sounds like he meant probably exactly the way it came. Now, people are there's a lot of scrutiny on it. Now, Travis Hunter was getting, he only took 2 plays off the entire game against North Dakota. He's so fantastic.
He got into an argument and confrontation on the sidelines with Deion Sanders in that game.
I did see that. He ripping his helmet off, yelling at him. I'm like, holy shit. It's game 2.
that team, though. It's not even close. He
Yeah, he's
will
one-
be a high draft pick, and he deserves it. He's a good player.
Well, again, I don't know. Here's the thing. Like,
He's good.
okay, like, I don't know. What the fuck is this? This
He's
is
not selling out to make a tackle.
he
I'll
don't
tell
give a shit. It's exactly the running back's running there, and he's like, nah, fuck it. I'm not gonna hit that guy. He's gonna fucking run my little 180 frame over. So okay, he's just like Dion in that regard. Well, I'll just worry about covering you. I don't care about tackling the running back. Well, you have that touchdown.
They're going to be bad. I don't even think they win 4 games this year.
I don't know what they're gonna be, but there's definitely. Because here's the thing: when he leaves, there's going to be about 18 million transfers off of that team, and they're going to be building a college from scratch essentially again. They were highlighting it. Nebraska had the least amount of outgoing transfers in the portal, and of course, Colorado had the most. Colorado had like 43 guys transfer out in the portal.
Yeah. Well, what does it tell you? They don't want to be there.
Yeah.
They don't want to be there. They know. The kids know. They know.
Well, who would want to be somewhere where the coach badmouths you every single play and his kid badmouths you every single play if you mess up once?
Or the head coach coming out and saying, well, he might as well transfer. I got my quarterback. Talking about his own kid, right? That's what he did when he first went to Colorado. He
Yeah.
told that kid, might as well transfer.
Yep. Think about that.
I just think that he's a crappy head coach. He's a dad. He's playing daddy ball to the max, and his kid isn't that good.
No,
He's not very athletic. He just isn't.
he is good at one thing, getting sacked a lot.
He
Really
does
good
get
at that.
sacked a lot. He stands back there forever.
Speaking about bad head coaching jobs, how about Notre Dame dropping a game to Northern Illinois? I'm
not
sorry.
surprised. I told you this Freeman guy is not a good coach either. You think he's great. I think
No,
he sucks.
I think he's won games before. I don't think he's great, but I think to hate on him already is early. But again,
He's
like
been there
that
how many
team-
years?
The issue is the quarterback. Riley Leonard is not a good QB. I
He
know they brought
recruits.
him.
He's the recruiter. He's the head
I understand
recruiter.
that. I understand that. You don't always get the decision right. Quarterback's the most important position. Riley Leonard obviously is not the right answer for them. Simple, right? We agree on that. I mean, they looked awful. It was a home game against Northern Illinois. They couldn't do a damn thing. Not a one thing. I'm happy kind of Notre Dame lost. They won against Texas A&M on some, and again, like they went for it on like 4th down 2 or 3 times in one drive saying, F it, we need to go ahead and get some points on the board. And it wound up resulting in a touchdown for them. But I mean, like I don't think really they deserve that win against Texas A&M. They obviously deserve the loss against Northern Illinois. They've got a cupcake schedule the remainder of the way.
Now,
We'll see what
here's the question. Do we think that loss takes them out of the playoffs this year?
they play nobody, so no. They're Notre Dame too, so no.
They are not going to be competing for a conference championship.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
There's 12 teams that make it into the college football playoffs, X.
If they go 11-1, I guarantee you they're going to be in the top 10.
If you're an 11-1 Notre Dame, you could be playing North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Midwest University. Doesn't matter. You're going to make it in because you're Notre Dame and you only have one loss.
Do we think that they're only going to have one loss for the rest of the year, though?
You could be playing TJ's talented team, and it wouldn't matter.
Oh.
It just wouldn't matter.
Okay. If you look at their football schedule, it's awful. They play next week. It's Miami of Ohio. Uh-oh, watch out. Then they've got the mighty Louisville. They've got Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville, Stanford, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Army, and the last game of the season is USC.
Trouble.
Was that?
Georgia Tech could give them trouble.
Georgia Tech lost this last week. They got killed by Syracuse.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
they didn't get killed. They got beat by Syracuse, but they did beat Florida State.
Everybody's beating Florida State. Florida State's handing out free W's across the board. They play nobody. The only team they play is the last game of the season against. Go ahead, X.
I said it's because Florida State has a patty flipper at quarterback.
DJ Uiagalelei is just not it. He's not
Is
the
that
guy.
where he is? He's in Florida State.
Yeah,
He
I don't know
transfers
how
from Oregon State to Florida State.
Opportunity after opportunity makes no sense.
Yeah, well, again, he was a high recruit and he played halfway decent at Oregon State, so he transferred back to the ACC and got
He's
killed
a
once
higher
again.
recruit than CJ Stroud. Him and CJ Stroud were in the same graduating class. Think about that. CJ Stroud is going on to win Offensive Rookie of the Year while Ugalele is dropping to Georgia Tech and Boston College at Florida State.
Well, let me ask you this, X. I guess a good little segue because we're going to get some comments here too. How did Bryce Young look today?
I think it's funny. Me and Grumpy had a conversation about it, and I think we're both on the same page now. He sucks.
I told you this last year. I told you it on draft night. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. I didn't give a shit what the hell the special little test score said. I could tell CJ Stroud, just based off his mechanics, the way he reads the field, his decision making, his release, was a much better quarterback than that freaking midget pipsqueak playing on the best team in Alabama and Bryce Young. When is the last time an Alabama quarterback has succeeded?
Jalen Hurts.
Do you think Jalen Hurts is a good QB?
I don't made it to a Super Bowl, so you tell me.
That was all because he played for Lincoln Riley, though.
That is okay.
Super Bowl, so.
X, there's a lot of bad QBs. Kyle Orton made it to a Super Bowl, or Rex Grossman made it to a Super Bowl before. Doesn't mean he's a great quarterback.
He made it to a Super Bowl, though. You can't say the same for other
He
players.
fumbled the football.
Josh
away.
Allen made it to a Super Bowl.
He fumbled the football away at the end of the second quarter, which cost them the game. A fumble recovery for 6.
Still made it further than Josh Allen has ever made in the postseason.
That game was over way before he fumbled that ball. He threw an interception on his first play from scrimmage today.
That game was over.
Over as soon as it started.
No, that game was over as soon as the officials came out in red and gold. That's all I'm going to say. As soon as they came out there on the field with the red and gold stripes.
Now, there were some injuries. I heard there was some injuries. That X sent you some injuries. I think maybe we should post that. There's some injuries that could affect the NFL going forward.
I sent in Instagrams. I'll send it to you through text.
I'm not going to read. You guys send about 1,000 Instagrams to me. I don't read any of the Instagrams as often as I should.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get through some comments as you're sending that to us, X here. Goon Grumpy.
How come NFL players have such a tough time running into trouble with the law? Should they feel the wrath of Dog Z's paw?
Yes, great segue. Tyreek Hill, before game time today, was arrested, pulled out of his vehicle, put down on the ground, handcuffed right outside of the Hard Rock Stadium.
Now, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Do you think that Tyreek Hill probably, when the cop pulled him over and said, hey, knock that off, you can't do this, you think he gave him lip?
I'm going to be honest. Something probably had to have happened. Like, oh, it looks like he's complying in this video. I'm like, okay. So, and I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to wait until we see the video release because everybody's just showing what happened in the aftermath. But it was apparently for a simple like traffic violation or like a merging of lane that he wasn't able to do. And they probably told him he's not supposed to do that. Who knows what his response was. But I assume most interactions I've had with cops are not like, hey, you're not allowed to do that. Oh, sorry, officer. Get out of your vehicle. I'm putting handcuffs on you. But we'll wait to see. We'll wait to see on that one.
I guarantee you he got mouthy. I'm
Tyreek Hill. Do you know who I am? Who knows? He had a hell of a game.
That son of a gun gave me the fantasy points that I needed to win this week, so I don't care.
I didn't even know if he
doesn't care. He doesn't care if he beats his child, beats his wife, gets traffic violations, runs people over the street. As long as he produces in fantasy.
Hey, he was doing that when he was playing for Kansas City. He's a better person now.
Really? It doesn't seem like he's improved at all. He can't even make it to the game without getting put in a paddy wagon.
I'll tell you one thing, though.
He has no problems having players like that on their
I heard Calais Campbell was also detained by police today, playing for Miami.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear. My God. I did see the video. Like, we'll put it up on screen. Again, like, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. It does seem like they're overblowing it a little bit. And I liked, the agent was like, we're going to make sure we can do anything to protect him. We're going to, make sure we exercise our plot. Okay, good. You should do that. But I'm like, with the amount of police officers that are here surrounding the vehicle, I'm going to say it was more than just like hey, I'm writing you a citation. I went AWOL. That's working for the, for the 4.
No way.
Here's the video.
Chill out.
Dylan,
Get him video.
I did. Dylan.
Yo, FaceTime.
Yeah. The fact that
There's
they have
4 different officers. There's at least 4 different officers.
They
from
had to
Miami
call
Police
him.
Department.
They called someone in. They had to call people in because he was getting belligerent.
Who knows what he was doing? Who knows what he was doing? We'll see. Because apparently it was because they said that there were multiple different Miami players that saw this as he was as they were entering the facility, and they stopped. Multiple players stopped and asked if they could provide assistance to Tyreek Hill. So it wasn't like a short exchange. Maybe he didn't want to get a ticket. I don't know, dude. Like, we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna say it's not as cut and dry as, oh man, a simple traffic violation. 4 mean cops went ahead and pulled him out, put him in handcuffs, and put him on the ground. But we'll see what happened. He still had a hell of a game. His touchdown celebration, which I loved. He put his hands behind the back like he's handcuffed. I'm like, good, make fun of the situation, but like,
he's so likable. He is so likable to average everyday Americans.
Yeah, but like this is it. Like, again, like it wasn't like a bang bang item, so it went on for a while. We'll see what happens. But obviously, right, like everybody knows, Tyreek Hill's obviously driving the car. Like I didn't even know if he was going to be playing, to be honest with you. So, for the fantasy owners like Sun X over here, they're obviously very excited and happy about it. But again, it seems like everything went fine with that. We'll see. Tyreek Hill, this is the same guy who's an absolute scumbag, who beat his pregnant wife, broke his son's arm boxing. He broke his pregnant wife's ribs and kicked her in the ribs. Remember when she was pregnant? So the guy has a few questionable character issues in the past, but because you catch the football well, people forget about that type of thing. So again, like, beat the pregnant wife, broke his kid's arm. And remember, like, the clip of this, we covered this 3 years ago when it came out. I really thought it was going to hurt his he's not going to be able to find, because this is still, I was like, okay, what type of impact is that going to have on him? He's on the phone talking about, like, hey, our son has a broken arm. You were punching him. Why would you do that? He's got to learn how to toughen up or something like that. I was just like,
He was three.
Yeah, I was just like, not
All
good.
right, Alvin Kamara put somebody in the ICU and is still playing, okay?
Yeah, they don't care. Don't care. Simple as that. Anyway, but yes, so I'll be interested to see what happens with that. Tyreek Hill is good at catching the football and running, has questionable issues off the field, which is why, it's been like that for a while. It's why he was kicked off the first college team he was in too. Tony Fitzlittle Cheese says, put the kid in a jumper and put the TV on. She'll be fine. Podcast more.
Well, we could see how Tony Fitzlittle Cheese is raising his children.
I'm sick of Goon Goon slam poetry. Oh, man.
He's coming at Goon Goon.
I'm sick of the lackluster cheese. I'm only eating high-end provolone from now on. Summer will soon be gone. There it is. Is TJ's hairline receding? Will Brock Purdy end up on his back bleeding, system?
Brock Purdy sucks.
Oh God. He's better than you give him credit for, X. Come on. Tony Fitzlittle Cheese also grump.
Did Grump leave his laptop home last week on purpose? I did not. Did Sun X experiment in college with a guy named Curtis?
Oh, that's a good one too.
It says, have I spiked my mellow yellow with too much turpentine, thinking, is Matt Barzell merely a modern-day Billy Harris, a talented high draft pick that never became a super duper star? Have I gone too far?
It's the system. Okay. I think it's more the system. Like, on
Matt Barzell's better than Billy Harris.
The system is just he's always paired up with only one line mate.
There's no talent around him. Billy Harris had a lot of talent around him.
Now, X did send me a video. Now, this is an injury. I'll say this could be a worry for Chiefs fans that are out, because I tell you, this is an important part of the team. They make they're crucial. They're portions there, Grumpy, but could be a big loss for the Chiefs next week.
Yeah, it could be a big injury for the Chiefs. Let's see.
Reflecting that, what's going on there? Ryan Dixon, field judge. Looky there, Grumpy. The official may have
a big loss for the Chiefs next week. An official is injured.
Right.
Oh man! Now that game was
Chiefs MVP out for the season is what it said.
I will tell you this much: that Thursday night game was entertaining. Man, oh man, does Lamar Jackson suck? And man, oh man, do the Ravens and Harbaugh just make dumb decisions?
Over and over again.
Do the Chiefs get away with false starting every single play?
Okay, that's the only problem I have with it is Chiefs deserve to win the game. It was like, right, Isaiah Likely caught the ball. Oh, half of his foot was out of the end zone.
No,
They don't
it was like just a toe. It
A
doesn't matter.
toe.
It doesn't matter.
They didn't deserve to win. Ravens didn't deserve to win.
Or-
The Chiefs won.
This is what would have happened. Because in Ravens fashion, this is exactly what happened. He would have caught the touchdown. He was going for 2. He had the 2 up. They wouldn't have made it, and they would have lost right at the end of the game because that's what Harbaugh does. He loses it. Coaches lose games. Players win them. Coaches lose them. And officials help too.
Yeah, but again, that the right tackle, Jawan Taylor, full starts every single passing down, but he just doesn't.
Every play that they called the Ravens 4 times on in that game for the same thing that they were doing. Didn't get called for it though.
I should just let anytime we have to talk about like officiating, I just should stop and not talk because I know X will always chime in on anything official related.
Absolutely, I will. Absolutely, I will.
You know what?
For any team.
Okay. Well, before we get to more comments, then X, let's go ahead and hit our officiating portion of the show because there were some bad calls made this weekend, as there are every single weekend in all of sports. I'm not
Do you
sure
want to know how bad it was, TJ? Do you want to know how bad it was? Listen to X.
how bad.
He was complaining about calls from last year. I'm like, dude, last year's over. It's this year.
Here's my thing. There was a play. Will Levis got absolutely hit in the helmet on a pass. Didn't call roughing the passer at all. I even sent it to Grump. I said that's roughing the passer. It's not called. Why?
Now this one here is
This one is Kyler Murray. I want you now. This was called for. This was called for. Was it? This is called roughing the passer. Let's take a look here, X. I want your This is X's forte. X, we need your professional opinion about gripes with officials. X. This is called
the Stagator, whatever the heck his name is.
Sterator, Gene Sterator.
You're the Gene Sterator. Gene X, we need your opinion on this one. Was this roughing the passer?
No. Hell to the no.
Okay, I will play Gene Sterator. Well, he looked like he was throwing an elbow there, intent. Even though he didn't hit him, he should have been penalized for that. I agree with the referee's call.
He hit him with the burst of air.
Oh,
That's Patrick Mahomes. I think the bottom portion of his glove did graze his helmet, so that absolutely would have been roughing the passer. I'm surprised he didn't get ejected for targeting.
And it wound up leading to a touchdown. They had him stopped. That was a 3rd down play.
Yep.
And they wound up getting a touchdown 2 plays later. Can I just say, you want to know who the worst, if you were drafting in fantasy football this year, you want to know who the worst selection was? Marvin Harrison, whatever. Who knows what number he is.
Junior, whatever he is.
He's more like number 2. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say one thing about fantasy football. I didn't realize you could draft offensive linemen, but apparently you can. You can just draft guys who are only there to block for tight ends who don't get targeted at all.
He's complaining that Dalton Kincaid only had 2 points in fantasy today.
Okay.
One target all game.
Okay.
One target all game. Right, he's
Grumpy
right
Jr. Grumpy Jr. I got something to tell you. Okay. All of football, it's odd. And I'll tell you this much. Football just is down. Quarterback play is down. Production in the NFL is just down. It's not good. It's why every single game is so close because you don't have elite quarterbacks.
It's due to the script writing.
No, it's because the guys aren't good. Joe Burrow. Remember Joe Burrow? He was so fantastic. Joe Burrow puts up another fucking stinker today. Trevor Lawrence, another stinker. Like all of the time, like
that
all
was
of
not
these.
Joe Burrow's fault today. That was not Joe Burrow's fault today. He throws in the tight end.
They kept turning the ball over. They kept fumbling the ball. That's not Joe Burrow's fault.
They put up 10 points.
Yeah, okay, but you can't have a guy carrying the ball like this, going over the end, the ball gets knocked out. They turned the ball over 4 times today, and he didn't throw an interception. They just kept fumbling the ball. Bengals are terrible. They lose the first couple of games every single year. They'll get killed by the Chiefs next week. Just killed.
Yeah, with how shitty they're playing and the officials on the Chiefs side, they stand no chance.
Oh my God, X. This is the puncher here. I mean, like,
what is he doing?
Gesicki, an opportunity there for Hudson. Ball's popped free.
Awful.
Like you watch it. I don't look at that
What is
shit.
he
Look how he's
doing? What is
carrying
he
that.
doing?
Gesicki was trying to gritty before he got.
That's not even Gesicki.
I thought it was Gesicki.
It's 87.
That was after they said Gesicki did not catch a pass the play
That he
before
did catch.
in the end zone that he did catch. That they spent 15 minutes reviewing. It's like, come on.
I'll be honest with you. Shit like that. All
30
right, you're out for Henderson. This is Henderson. Okay, you're out for the rest of the game, buddy. Hudson. Whatever
off
it is.
the-
Hey, buddy. No, you're not
You're
just going
off the
to.
freaking team.
You're
We
off
can
the
find
53-man active roster.
Come on,
For
dance
some
around, do ballerina twirls with the ball out.
Oh,
High
man.
tight, baby. Keep that shit in on your body.
He kept it high, but he didn't keep it tight. So we got half it right, X. I mean, like, that's one where it's like, hey, buddy, you're sitting out the rest of the game. Run no tight end if we need to, because
That's okay. He dropped a couple of passes later, right in his hands.
I'm just telling you, though, Joe Burrow, it's just like, I don't know. Quarterbacks in general underwhelmed.
God. I'm sorry, Jake Daniels just got rocked. Holy shit.
Don't worry, he won't work out either. Now, Jordan Love in the Brazil game on Friday night, he went ahead and had an MCL sprain. He's going to be to 6 weeks there, Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Yikes. I mean, Green Bay Packers just gave him a fat contract. And speaking of big contracts, Dak Prescott today, right before game time, signed the largest contract for a quarterback in the NFL.
Is that not a terrible deal for him?
Awful. Never won anything.
$60 million. Think about it. I think of the $260 million, I think 245 is guaranteed.
It's $231 million is guaranteed.
Okay, that's a boatload of money for a guy who, I don't know. I mean, he's okay. He seems like a nice enough guy, but he doesn't win.
He's never won a playoff game, right?
No,
Or
he
he's won
has
one playoff game? One playoff game?
one or two.
I think it's just one.
No, he beat Brady
They
the
lost
last
the
playoff
first
game,
round
and I
last
think
year.
they beat Detroit the year before. I think
Okay.
Because last year they lost to Green Bay.
Long story short, Dak
he's
Prescott,
not a winner.
he
he's not
puts
a
up some yards. He puts up points in garbage time against bad teams, but he's never going to win you a Super Bowl. You're never going to win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. Never, ever, 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 ever. But here's the thing. Quarterbacks are so shitty across the league right now. What other options do you have?
Okay, how underpaid is Patrick Mahomes?
Wildly underpaid. Because think about it. Jordan Love, he signs the offseason. He's got the highest contract. Now Dak Prescott signs an extension. He's got the highest contract. Oh, Joe Burrow, he's got the – everybody who signs a new contract as a quarterback automatically gets the new highest paid contract in the NFL. It's just what it seems like.
If Dak Prescott is worth $60 million a year, how much is Patrick Mahomes worth?
90
Mahomes signed his contract like 4 years ago.
$90 million.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
He's head over heels the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Like
Remember, some of that salary has to go to the officiating. So
well,
team pays that.
I'll tell you this much. But yeah, like good quarterbacks in the NFL, there's only really 2 or 3 that I can count. Aaron Rodgers is towards the end, but I'm like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. I cannot name another quarterback in the league right now that's in their prime that I'd say, oh yeah, this guy might be a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback.
Baker freaking Mayfield.
You think Baker Mayfield's making a Hall of Fame?
Baker Mayfield is a stud.
You think Baker Mayfield's making a Hall of Fame?
Absolutely in college. Definitely.
Okay, X, remember when I just said we had an hour? Not to be wasting this nonsense talking about fucking Baker Mayfield and entertaining him, making college football Hall of Fame. Please stop. All right.
It's too easy to get him upset. It's great.
Baker Mayfield is not making the professional football. He's not going to camp.
He makes the Sun X Hall of Fame.
The only way he'll be going to the Hall of Fame is when Mike Evans gets inducted. He will show up in the crowd, perhaps.
Oh man, I'm just happy you think Mike Evans is not going to be in the Hall of Fame. I told you that years ago, and you kept telling me no.
He's a stat stuffer. That's what he is.
Anyway, let's move along. Quarterbacks suck in the NFL. That is the point. That's the takeaway I have. Simple as that. Quarterback play is just bad across the board.
Think about just 6-7 years ago. You had Manning, Brady, Roethlisberger, Breeze, Rivers. And now
Eli was shit on, but Eli still put up good numbers.
Yeah, Eli sucked. But here's the thing. Now you have Mahomes.
If Eli was playing now, he'd be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
No.
I would.
What I'm saying is you have Eli, right now you have Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
Not Lamar Jackson?
Not Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he's the king of the Billy dump-off passes. Didn't do anything all game until they started laying everybody off, and then he started hitting 5-yard outs to Isaiah Likely, and he just runs the ball all the time. He's not doing anything.
Brock Purdy's a Hall of Famer, dude.
Brock Purdy is not on the level of guys like Josh Allen.
Brock Purdy sucks. He's a backup.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a backup.
He's not a backup.
You know what? Sam Darnold is Brock
Joe
Purdy.
Burrow is a backup. Trevor Lawrence, backup. All of those guys, if Brock Purdy, I put them all in the same. They're all backups and two. So you have two real quarterbacks in the NFL, and everybody else is a backup.
Joe Burrow is not.
That's
Brock
fine.
Purdy blows. Brock Purdy sucks.
Joe Burrow is a backup. That's fine.
Why would you say that Joe Burrow?
Geno Smith is a backup. Baker Mayfield, backup.
Why would you say Joe Burrow is a backup?
Because he
Joe
likes
Burrow plays like shit all the time. He had a bad year last year, and he's building.
He was hurt. He was hurt. When a guy's fucking hurt, you cannot say he's had a bad year if a guy's hurt and he misses half the year. You cannot say that he played poorly when he didn't play because he was injured.
So
Get
he's
your head
got.
out of your ass.
What? How do you explain today against a bad?
They kept on dropping the freaking balls and fumbling the ball all the time.
How many total passes did he have today?
Like 30 passing attempts.
And how many did he complete?
Go give me a
25?
sec there. I'll pull up the stats there for you. Okay.
They kept on fumbling the ball.
How many passing yards do you think he had?
I don't know, 200?
He's a fucking Billy Dump-Off. 164 passing yards. Are
They
you
kept
kidding me?
fumbling the ball. They kept dropping passes in the end zone.
Just because he didn't
21 of 29, 164 passing yards.
How many interceptions? None.
0 touchdowns.
Okay, but they kept on.
Direction running the ball.
The guy dropped one right in the end zone, and then the guy fumbles it as he's walking into the end zone. I mean,
164
they kept
passing
dropping.
yards.
They were dropping.
For as much shit as you used, for as much shit, listen. For as much shit as you both used to give Kenny Pickett. Oh, hey, I don't care what his completion percentage is. Wait, there's a point. There's a point if you wait and put your listening cap on. For as much shit as you'd give him for just completing small little passes, dinking and dunking it down the field, and only having 150 yards passing game, that is exactly what Joe Burrow did today. And you're over there defending him. Why can't you say Joe Burrow didn't play well enough? Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase on that team and can't manage over the 160 passing yards.
Jamar Chase, who didn't even show up to the team until Tuesday of this week.
Oh my God!
Oh, they didn't work together at all. Okay, T. Higgins did not play because he's pissed off about his contract, so he didn't show up to training camp. So you got guys like Gesicki dropping passes in the end zone, Hudson doing whatever the hell he's doing, Chris Brown Chase Brown fumbling balls inside the red zone. They turned the ball over 3 times inside the red zone because the guys couldn't hold on to the ball, or they kept, I'm going to do whatever the hell I'm going to do. Joe Burrow's not the reason they lost today.
Here's the question.
Everybody else.
Did you even watch the game?
No, he did not.
I did.
He did not. He did
I
not.
watched the game.
Not watch
I
the game.
watched the game, and per usual, just like always, Joe Burrow comes up flat. Jacoby Brissett. My God. He had the similar numbers to Jacoby Brissett. Think about that.
Yeah.
I
New
don't know.
England
I'm sorry.
sucks.
Oh, fuck.
You know what? Here's the thing. His guys didn't turn the ball over
4 times.
You can't turn the ball over 4 times,
To bring
3
this
times
back-
in the red zone. You're going to lose.
Bring this back on point. Quarterbacks suck right now in the league. Just that simple. Like, I don't know what else there is to say about it.
Kenny Pickett and Brock Purdy. That's correct.
Guys all over the place. Daniel Jones. You've got your Will Levises. They're all awful. They're
Levis
all
is
terrible. Look at Daniel Jones did throw for a touchdown pass, though, today. I'll let you watch it. By the way, these jerseys, which we've talked about before for the Giants, are an absolute abomination. An abomination. Let's watch. Daniel Jones did throw for a touchdown, though, today.
Bunch formation to the right. Oh, wow. Touchdown. Wow.
And that was his 3rd interception of the day. He went for the Baker's dozen. 3 picks, though, Grumpy.
Brian Daboll is already having questions asked. Are you ready to bench Daniel Jones?
Who was the stupid idiot that gave him the extension? We all called it stupid.
Who said Daniel Jones is our guy?
Who said that again?
On Daniel Jones.
Was that Gettleman?
I don't know. Whoever
No,
done that.
it was Joe Shane.
We're all in on Daniel Jones. He's our guy.
He's gone, right, Shane?
No, he's there. He's only his 2nd year on the job, 2nd or 3rd year now. He came in the same year as Daboll. They don't have a quarterback.
My God.
They said, we're picking number 6. We're going to pick some wide receiver, and we still don't have a quarterback.
Well,
Daniel Jones parlayed 1 good playoff game against the perennial loser Minnesota Vikings into a 4-year, $160 million deal. But here's the thing. All the guaranteed money is up now. He will be gone at the end of this year.
Thank God. See you later.
Not the answer.
One thing, at least it is normal though. We did see some of normalcy for football returning here. Bills Mafia at it again as always, except they're upping the ante, jumping off of these huge buses. Grumpy, I know you'll enjoy this one.
Oh my God! So there's a table. This is like this is like the ECW arena in the bingo hall back in the day.
How many beers deep is he?
How many beers do you need?
You know, it would have been funny if he would have just stumbled off the top of the coach bus. And
that's what I mean. He's gonna have enough to feel like I can do this, but not too much where he's like falls and trips and eats shit on the pavement, right? So like he's got to be at the fine line. It's like when you're golfing. He's at the fine line for jumping off of coach buses.
He looks like he's And he's like a hero. Get me to the hospital. I have a dislocated hip.
I literally shattered my pelvis.
You know how like some religions they'll do like baptisms and stuff like that. That's how you become baptized and you're a Buffalo Bills fan. You officially have to jump off of something into a table to be part of Bills Mafia forever.
Next week, are they up in the ante? Are they going to stack another bus on top of that one and jump off of it?
I know. But speaking of this, Sam Darnold carved up the Giants defense today. He played well, shockingly enough.
Sam Darnold, what does he have? What does Sam Darnold have now? He has somebody who knows he has weapons around him and somebody who actually knows how to implement those weapons. Sam Darnold was never the problem with the Jets. They're the freaking Jets. With Carolina, it's Carolina, and he was a backup in he could have taken over for Sam Darnold easily last year.
Brock Purdy.
Absolutely could have got them to the Super Bowl. He is playing with a team with a lot of weapons, and he looked really good today.
I thought so too. Speaking of this, we'll go through this here quickly. 49ers, the day that they signed the extension with Brandon Ayuk, were ready to trade him. And they said if he did not sign the extension with San Francisco, per Jay Glazer, if they did not sign it, they were going to finalize the trade and give him the ultimatum. Take your contract or the trade happens today. He chose the contract. Played a little bit of, hardball with him and said, hey, we're just going to move you if you're not willing to sign today. See you later. And he said, oh, shit, I don't want to go play for Pittsburgh. I guess if you
would have watched Justin Fields today, like, no way.
Yeah, because Russell Wilson was out injured.
What's the difference? There's no difference between the two of them.
Speaking of the Bears and old Bears quarterbacks, look at this. Look, the NFL was tweeting new nails for the new QB number 1. 18 to Bears.
He was terrible today.
What are you talking about, Grumpy? Caleb Jones had a great day. I've got a few highlights from him today.
He didn't even throw for 100 yards today.
Caleb Williams.
Look at this. Caleb Williams, baby. Boom. This ain't the Pac-12, buddy. Look at that.
Sebastian Joseph Day.
Look how far he's just running back here.
Second in the
Okay. Tennessee lost that block punt for a touchdown, that horrible interception by Will Levis, which was just horrible. Here it is. Look at this. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
It is right now the score. They're up 17-16. They have the lead in the fourth quarter, and this is his decision.
On 3rd down and 6, here they come. Gordon's coming. Levis gets right flings it ahead. It's picked off. Tyreek Stevenson will give the Bears the lead on another defensive play.
They had a block punt for a touchdown. Tennessee was 17-3 in total command of that game, and they gave it away. Loser teams find ways to lose.
The Bears were they had a 17-0 lead at one point. And look at this. Look at this Bears S type play. Look at this bullshit.
5 in the pattern for Williams. Slings it, looking for more. Pumped into the air. And it's caught by Odunze. He lost the ball, and then it's recovered by Chicago.
He tries to squeeze the ball into a small window, doesn't, almost throws a pick, but it bounces off the helmet of the Tennessee Titan.
I'm honestly shocked the NFL didn't post that and say, look at this wonderful pass completion by Caleb Williams.
And they're gushing. Oh, he's this, he's that. He threw for 94 yards today.
For the Bears, back the other.
This is the other one. This is the block punt you're talking about, Grumpy.
Yeah, it was 17-3. And here's your game.
Oh my God.
Hunter, are you even looking at anyone coming at you? Anyone? I mean, the whole team came free. Okay, I got a new pet peeve. I got a new pet peeve for the NFL. The dynamic kickoff. Everyone says it. The dynamic kickoff. Why? Because they fucked up the kickoff rule. So now it's dynamic. Anything's going to happen. We're going to have so many kickoff returns for touchdowns. And I said, you know what? Anyone who just doesn't blast the ball through the end zone is a moron.
Just like watching this from different angles is look at this. God almighty. He's not even looking. That's the thing. He puts his hand
in like this. Went, oh no! Oh no! You look like Pete Carroll in Super Bowl 49. Oh no!
He's not even looking. He's trying to like avoid intentional grounding or like trying to get a lot of bounds. But I'm like, God almighty, guys. So Will Levis is another one of these starting quarterbacks that absolutely blows. There's a lot of them that are out there. It's just like, God almighty, man. It's hard to watch the NFL right now because of that. I'm trying to think. Oh, by the by, a pitch invader went on for the Euros qualifying match. It almost looks fake, this image, but it's real. Was that X?
I said for England, he was suited up, ready to get.
He was a Brexit Giza.
Day in the life.
Brexit Giza.
Brexit Giza.
He's wearing number 69 across the board. Look at his legs and look at the way they're looking at him.
You know how bigger he is than the actual players.
Honestly, though, this kind of goes down as legendary, I think, because he didn't do anything crazy. He just went down there and like acted like he was part of the team.
He's got the phone on like his hip too. That's what makes it.
Speaking of another college football, Texas steamrolled Michigan, and I'm like, I'm never a big. Go ahead, X.
Texas is good. Texas
is
good.
Quinn Ewers is the best quarterback in this year's draft class. He's going to win the Heisman. Was that?
He throws into a lot of coverages where he should get the ball picked.
I'm all on board on the Quinn Ewers.
I know you are.
Simple as that.
I always think it's dumb doing stuff like that, though. Just kind of dumb.
I do too.
Don't do it. Don't do
that. That's the reason I put that there is I'm like.
Here's the thing. Here's my only thing on it. If the team that you played against did some crap like that to you before, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Oh,
give them a taste of their own medicine if they did.
Oh, look, Tua is showing up to the game early. He didn't get arrested. He just walked to the game.
Tony Romo's going to call the cops on him too, man. You got him! You got it as a fucking goddamn son of a motherfucking bitch! It's this logo! It's this logo! It's fucking cursed!
You want to talk about, look at this. He's doing this out in public where there's a lot of. Frank is a national treasure. I love laughing at him, not with him. He's
I think that is a pacifier that's on his neck.
Could be. It could
be.
What's
that thing he puts in his mouth?
I don't know. Helps him calm down. Who knows? Alrighty. Goon Grumpy.
Is there possibly any relation between the Mets player Winkler and Happy Days actor Henry Winkler? Jesse Winkler and Henry Winkler. They are not related in any way, shape, or form.
Goon Grump.
Sunix and TJ, what was the smelliest locker room you ever were a part of? Could anything have been done different when push came to shove? TJ, we'll let you touch that.
The locker rooms are always smelly. I don't know if there was anyone that was like that smelled good. They're all just like musky, like humid, like sweaty guys are going in a room. If it's not ventilated well, it's just not good.
Not good. Okay.
Tony Fitzlittlecheese says here, no arrests, just detained. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I misspoke. He was just detained. That's right. Thank you. Goon says, Son X, you have failed as a brother. TJ still has not taken your advice. The importance of flossing. That's correct.
Floss.
What else? What else can be done? Has the dark side won?
Don't worry. I just told him floss.
There it is. So the dark side has not won here. Google also says here, was Rodgers injured today? Grumpy, did you ever wear a beret?
Never wore a beret. Rodgers, he'll get injured tomorrow.
Ah,
The San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, here you go. Drew L says a lot of quarterbacks look awful this week, including the nail artist himself, Caleb Williams. Yeah, absolutely. The NFL is bad. The NFL is just, I mean, like you talk about it, we will look back on the time periods of, and we mentioned it earlier, Brady, Rivers, Roethlisberger, both the Mannings, Brett Favre even was playing kind of then in that same exact time period. You look at how many fantastic, Drew Brees, fantastic quarterbacks there were Hall of Fame caliber quarterbacks. And now it's like, hey, we've got Joe Burrow. We've got Trevor Lawrence out there on the field. Oh, we've got Will. The quarterback's just blown.
It's horrible.
They're hard to watch.
Here's the thing, because in college, they don't play pro-style offenses. Everything's the spread. Everything's the spread. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be able to read. Everything's about athletic ability as opposed to reading plays.
And your wide receiver, because everything is so spread out, if he's better than the defender, he gets open, you just bomb it out, and it's a wide open receiver, and everybody goes, man, he's so fantastic. Round of applause. That's how things are played right now.
That's true.
So, yeah, I mean, like the NFL is hard to watch. Doesn't stop us, I guess, though. But Tony Fitzgerald Cheese says here, I took too much melatonin on Wednesday and wasn't able to draft effectively.
Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes.
Goon.
Gentlemen, do you think Carlos Beltran regrets saying he would foot the bill for John Neese's nose job? Discuss while I finish up this corn on the cob. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know about that either.
I think Goon's making it up.
All righty, Alexander Grump.
What's up, guys? So let me guess. We are going to blame Tyreek Hill. Nope, that's BS. The cops are completely in the wrong, and I'm glad the cops got put on leave. Alex, were you there? Did you see what happened?
Well, the cops already got put on leave?
I guess.
I don't know. I got to look that up. I'll look that up.
Terry played and got me the win. So.
Okay.
Cops were racially okay. We have no idea what he was doing. He was stopped for a traffic viation. Let's see.
Stop.
Okay, you go. Tony Fitzgerald Cheese.
Hill should be jailed for life. That's true. No. Here's the thing. I guarantee you that he was running his mouth and he just wouldn't listen to reason. That's the way a lot of these guys are. They think they're above the law. Drew says, weird one. Week one in fantasy is weird. A lot of guys who are supposed to perform don't, and it's very low scoring. GG's to Grumpy, though. What's GG stand for?
Good game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I beat Drew's team again.
So it does say the Miami-Dade police officer was placed on administrative duty. What the hell does that mean? Administrative leave? It says administrative duty.
That means they really want to mark him.
Yeah, who knows? Following the incident, hold on a second. I'll read the quickly because I don't want to spend too much more time on this. Following the incident involving Tyreek Hill, I have initiated an internal affairs investigation to ensure a thorough review of the matter. One of the officers involved in the incident had been placed on administrative duties while the investigation is conducted. Daniel said,
they're kissing an NFL player's ass is all it is.
Yeah. That's what it is. It made headlines, huge headlines, and it happened, for that. So let's see what it is. Here's the thing. No matter what, unless it's like, I cannot imagine there being a world where he's like, hello, officer. Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally went ahead and, committed a traffic violation. My mistake. I apologize.
I guarantee that didn't happen.
Process in order to get me to Hard Rock Stadium as soon as possible. I have a game to play. If it's not something like that, it probably doesn't make Tyreek Hill look good either. So that's why I'm like, you hope that stuff isn't released. But I kind of, commenting on it, I like it. I'd like to see what happened. But like for Tyreek Hill's sake, he probably doesn't want that released. Alexander said, Tony, no way in hell you don't detain somebody for a minor traffic violation. If you look at the video, they use unnecessary force. We have
you don't see the whole. I guarantee you do not.
Let's just keep moving. Drew says here, Yak Trashcott and his partner in crime, Jerry Jones, just continue to ruin the quarterback market.
That's fair to say.
Think about it. Another guy too, Deshaun Watson. He's a starting quarterback who blows. Geno Smith. Like there's so many bad quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Just awful. Dak is mid. I agree on that one. Absolutely. He's just an average QB. Goon Grump.
A musical style that could finally make TJ a fan of music. Songs performed by athletes. TJ, pull up the video for the Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears. You will finally see the light. Hold on tight.
I've seen that. I'll put that up here. Here you go. Drew Grumpy.
Browns fans be like, Deshaun Watson is underpaid.
Yeah, I guess. Tony Cheese also says here, I'm with TJ. I think Joe Burrow's overrated. He is at this point. He's got to prove it to me. Prove it. Come out of the season and look good. Don't play like that. Drew Grumpy.
So from what I can take away from this podcast, can we all just admit that offensive line and weapons make the quarterback good outside of the Mahomes and Josh Allen and just call it a day?
Sure.
But even offensive line play sucks because they don't let guys hit anymore. There's no hitting. In training camps, there's no hitting. In season, there's no hitting.
Drew also agrees Joe Burrow is overrated there.
Tony Burrow is overrated.
Yeah, I agree here, Tony. Burrow is overrated. Just forgot a comma. Tony also says here, Son X sounds like he's being held hostage by Somali pirates. Is that true, X?
Yes.
You know, X came over here. What do you think the first thing he did when he come over the house?
Probably get a drink.
No.
Ask for
Started
food.
raiding the pantry. Oh, Mom said she got me these for me. So he rips open some bag of something, and he's like, "Oh, you got any hot dogs?" I'm like, "How many would you like?" He's like, 3. Make it 4. And he did. He ate all 4 hot dogs.
They were delicious.
I mean, it's like, what the hell? And he's got the dog here, feeding the dog, feeding X.
Alrighty, I'll let you continue there. We got another comment there.
No show notification. TJ and X, let's play confirm or deny. Is your beloved father, in fact, the grumpiest old man, or is he just a pretender to the crown?
No, he gets grumpy sometimes. I think so. Yeah. Here, videos there from Drew.
Be the head coach that comes down. The assistant coach, nobody else can call timeout on the sideline except the head coach.
So I assume this had some sort of impact on the game.
Yeah, they let him call timeout,
which let them change the defense that they had out there on the field.
Yeah. I didn't see that one.
It's me, Joe Burrow, his twin, Joe Burrow Jr. He wants to hop on and say something.
Joe, so
hi everyone.
Drew, what is this? What is this you're sending me, my man?
Go bang.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Can you add extra crispy fries?
I gotta load
Is that Bryce Young?
This is Bryce Young. I think Drew would caption this as Bryce Young's job in a month.
1 Kenny egg, extra crispy fries. Can you handle orders too? Really? Yeah. You said 1 Kenny egg combo with extra fries, with unsweet tea and extra cane sauce.
He doesn't weigh enough to work there.
That's true. He's over there. I will tell you one thing. Bryce Young, like, think about it. Bryce Young's a starting quarterback in the NFL. There's so many shitty QBs. Caleb Jones. Caleb Williams. My God.
You said Caleb Jones.
I meant Caleb Williams. Sorry. Freedom Fund Adventure.
Son X, do you have any happy memories from childhood? Why can't we see X? And why is the audio so bad? You washing dishes or something, X?
No, I do have happy memories from my childhood. You can't see me because this computer that I'm borrowing is old and doesn't have a camera or a mic. And no, I'm not washing dishes right now.
X, what's a happy memory you have from childhood?
That's going to cost extra to find this out.
Yeah, he can't name one because he must not have any fun childhood memories. He doesn't remember, like me.
He just
you know
said
what my fun childhood memories are? Making fun of you.
Freedom Fun Adventure.
TJ, show Florida Gators freshman quarterback DJ Lagway's highlights from his first start last night. That's a real quarterback. I'll bet you he blows too.
They played Samford. So I'm like, okay. We pummeled up against St. Mary's Sisters of the Poor. I'll put it on. They were all over him, like slobbing all over his knob, but I'll look at it here. Drew L. Grumpy.
Also, speaking of terrible quarterbacks, as predicted, Jalen Daniels also is freaking abysmal. I don't think he's even thrown a pass to a wide receiver today. Terry McLaurin, no targets. He's your number one wide. No targets. How do you not target even once your number one wide receiver?
Now you feel how I feel about the right tackle that I drafted.
My 2 starting wide receivers in the money league, 1.4 points combined.
We're already over on time, so let's get to
1.4 points
let's
combined.
Get to the comments. Let's go, Grumpy. Comments.
1.21 gigawatts.
Drew said, I know my little brownie right now is enjoying the podcast. That is back to being football field. Absolutely. Freedom Fun Adventure says, I'll put this up here. Grumpy, you read this. Grump, read, please.
Will you shut up?
Read the fucking comment, Grump.
TJ, you freaking moron. Why do you find people being mental and weird physical, hysterical? Great win by the Dolphins. Trek needs to calm down, and other Dolphins players who got out, I maybe said Tyreek, and approached police trying to de-escalate, did the opposite. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
so
even know
that's
what
what I mean. Like, it was a long exchange because there were multiple players that got out of their vehicles trying to provide aid to Tyreek Hill, and I guess it didn't do that. Now, this is the DJ Langway guy. Now, Sanford's 0-1. Here's Florida also 0-1. I mean, like,
Fakes the toss to
okay.
Johnson.
Okay, this is what I mean. Like,
Nobody there.
It's like
There's 15 yards between anybody and him.
To Johnson, he's going to go up top, showing off that arm. He's got a man.
Good guy wide open.
Elijah Bad.
down on the field a little bit. But here's the thing. It could be good. It's Sanford. I'm not ruling. I saw they were like trying to, oh man, this guy's so great. They kept showing a billion of his highlights. I mean, just in the pocket, just do. And now this one, that's a good throw, right? Like, I'll give him credit for that. That's a good throw here.
Third quarter.
I will tell you this, though. Not great pocket management. He's scrambled around like Happy Feet when he doesn't need to.
Send some pressure. He's going to launch it deep toward the end zone. And it's caught.
I'm like, this kid could be something. Just hard to tell.
He just threw it up for grabs, and he let his guy make a play.
Again, Langway looking to go deep. Another long shot. Looking for
I'm just threw another routing. It's fine. I'm like, you're playing Sanford, and like, I'm not on this kid's bandwagon just quite yet.
They're behind.
And like, this is about the most optimal scenario you can have. This is like 7-on-7s. The closest defender to me is 5 yards away, and he underthrows a guy who is wide open that has to kind of slow up to try to make the catch, and it almost gets deflected by a defender that he had beat by 5 yards. I'm not on this kid's bandwagon all the way yet. I'm just looking at a few throws. He's a freshman. He'll make mistakes. That's fine.
He needs to work on his footwork.
He's got Happy Feet in the pocket. He's not consistent. Anyway, Tony Fitz, a little cheesehead here. I cannot wait for that Tyreek Hill body cam. I know. I'm kind of looking forward to it because I guarantee you it's not going to be like a, hey, sir, I'm so sorry, officer. I just need to get to the stadium as soon as possible. We'll see how it is. I assume that there was definitely some escalation involved. Freedom Fund Adventure, Grumpy.
Is Sonics in the bathroom or something? TJ, how many concussions did you have, and how bad was worse? I had 4 all minor, and Alexander, no way. I'm a Dolphins fan, but you know nada at this time, and 10 driving poorly. Let me just say something about the Miami game today. Travis Etienne lost that game for Jacksonville today.
How did he lose the game? The fumble?
He's walking in for a touchdown. He fumbled the ball into the end zone. They recovered. It was going to be 24-7 right at the tail end of the third period. He fumbles it. They recover. 2 plays later, touchdown, and then that's it. All over but the shouting. And they wound up losing right at the end, last play.
Yeah, okay.
You got to be able to hold ball security.
Fantastic. Trevor Lawrence couldn't do anything passing the ball today either. Another one of the quarterbacks that got heralded as a fantastic QB that just isn't doing the fucking job.
If the running back doesn't fumble the ball at the 1 yard line through the end zone, guess what? The game is over. The game is over. They run a certain type of attack in Jacksonville. They just do.
Drew L.
Who was David? Whoever has David Njoku, well, he just got injured.
Well, here you go. Freedom Fund Adventure.
And administrative duty is a desk job. Come on, while investigation is conducted. 100% they're kissing the NFL's ass. Campbell and other Dolphins should not have gotten out of their vehicles to interfere. Exactly. What's the one thing cops do not like? Other people getting involved when they're giving somebody a ticket or something like that. They do not. They adamantly do not. I remember the warden got a ticket once. I went to get out of the car. He's like, back in the car, sir. You know what I did? You know what I didn't do? I didn't get out of the car and get in the guy's face. I'm like, okay, cool. You comply. Okay? That's all you need to do. It's all you need to do. No one, believe me, no cop wants to have this type of scrutiny thrown upon him because some asshole wide receiver did something illegal on the road. That's the last thing they want.
Johnny
the absolute last thing that they want.
He says, good evening, gents. Finns are 1-0. Drew says here, when will teams learn that drafting a QB from Alabama is only a death sentence to a franchise? It's pretty close to it, that's for certain. Gugun also says here, when you really think about it, wasn't DB Cooper merely a party pooper? I think so. Got here, Freedom Fund Adventure says here, hey, don't crap on Sanford. My good friend Scott played for them.
My good friend Sam
played for Sanford.
SCOTT is not Sam.
That's it. There it is. My good friend Scott played for them and brought 40 teammates home to Daytona for spring break. We got into a bar brawl together during spring break. Fun times. Miss those days. Okay, Sanford is not like they're a Division I AA school that is 0-2 to start the season. I don't think they have to worry about making the Division I AA playoffs. Good says here, Sun X and TJ, what usually makes the old man grumpiest? What makes Phil the jumpiest? Phil,
that's a great question. There is so much stuff that gets under Grumpy's skin. Stupidity, definitely like up there is number one.
Stupidity,
stupid commentators, women's sports.
Oh God! Sorry.
Anything that's stupid. Anything that's stupid.
Let's move along. Anyway, Frida Federici says here, I'm gonna find TJ's game film and we're gonna break it down live on the show. You bastard. That's fine. I don't care. Drew, I don't play in the NFL for a reason. So yeah, and the guys who play in college, if you're guy who's making NIL money, I look at it as you're a professional now too. So you're gonna receive criticism from me. Drew says here, Etienne got put in the doghouse after that fumble, as he should.
Absolutely.
He just scored his first touchdown.
They just had a brawl in the Raider Charger game.
Like bench clearing.
Bench clearing brawl.
Oh God. Alrighty, let's wrap it up, guys. I gotta leave here. Thank you so much, Grumpy. Thank you so much, Son X. What do you want to say before we wrap up the show here today?
Love and laughter to everyone who listens, and even those who don't, from TJ, the grumpy old man, and Son X.
Thanks so much, Darren X. What do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
Appreciate everybody coming out, listening. As always, love the comments and the interaction. We will see you guys next time. Thanks, Grumpy.
Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. We'll be with you guys next Sunday. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you, Grumpy. Thanks so much, Son X.
My pleasure.
Your Sunday evening.